Hi everyone, it's Alia and welcome back to my channel. Today I have something fun to share because this journal I made with my first DigiKit. I recently just got a printer, one of the EcoTank printers. I was actually surprised because I had asked for it for my birthday because printers are a bit expensive, and so I figured if I asked my family now, they could kind of save up, pool their money together, and then my birthday is in June, so by then I could possibly have a printer. But my mom had she looked up the printer that I was wanting and saw that it was on sale. So she figured, why not buy it while it's on sale rather than wait, and what if the sale goes away or if the printer goes away, whatever. So Thursday I went and I picked up my printer. Yay! So this is the first journal that is using completely a digital kit. So there's no pattern paper or anything else besides the what I downloaded, and then like filler paper, like the coffee dyed paper and papers like that. But uh, this was exciting to put together. The kit that I used was from Amy Joy Studios on Etsy, and that was the actual DigiKit. Then on the back of the papers, I downloaded some coffee dyed paper, which I know it's weird because I have coffee dyed paper in here, but I wanted something to print on the back of these, like the back sides. So I found a shop that's called That's Just Penny, and one of her downloads were actually, I'll show you, pages like this. So it looks like it's coffee dye, but I printed these on the back sides of the DigiKit ones. So this journal, it's a little bit bigger, or I shouldn't say bigger, but wider than my normal journals. And I think that's only because it's a new printer and I'm not really sure how to resize it or size it to what I want. But that's okay, because from up and down or top to bottom, it's still 8 1/4. Just going this way, it's 4 3/4. So it's just a little bit wider than normally, because I normally would do 4 1/4 for the width. And the cover here is a fabric cover. It's that nice crushed looking fabric. It's that light green. But I felt like that went very well with this paper. I was about to say paper pad. Very well with this DigiKit because there's a lot of greens in here. And then I have this word that I cut out. It says lavish, and it's that green in the back. So I figured it kind of all tied everything together. And this is the image that I used for the front. And I absolutely love this image. I actually like all of the paper. In the description box, I'll put the links to both stores, the Amy Joy Studios as well as That's Just Penny. And you can go check it out too. But this DigiKit, the papers are papers that if it came in a paper pack, I would absolutely be attracted to it. It's just something that catches my eye. But I'll show you when we get inside. And I think the kit is called Paper Moon. I could be wrong, but again, in the description box, I will leave all the relative information. So in the first, not the first page, and the front cover, I made a little tuck spot here, and I have some more of that fabric that I used for the cover that I just gathered up and sewed. And then I have another word that I cut out, and this one says dreamy. And then there's a little picture of the girls on the moon and flower and a little bling there. And in this tuck spot here, I made a tag, put a little puffy white flower that I sort of distressed a little bit with some vintage photo. And there's coffee dyed paper on the front, and then this is that downloaded paper on the back, and it has the lines, so you can journal here, put a picture here, or journal on the front, whatever you wanted to do. So that sits there, and then there's room, you can always stick other things in there. So here is the first page, and there's the moon. That was really nice. And then see on the back, I did the coffee dyed paper. And then here, this is a little flip pocket, so you can journal on the inside there. And here's some fun little fringy trim that I got at Michael's with a little butterfly. They had that's the same colors, like kind of there as there, so I thought it went together well. And then in this we have, here is a tag from the DigiKit. And on the top here, I used this number 30 brad. And this brad I got from my friend Danny. Hi, Danny. Thank you. See, putting him to good use already. But I thought that was kind of fun to put it at the top here. So it's kind of like somebody maybe would put a flower there or a button or something like that. So I'm using brads because I love the way that looks. And then on the back, I put some coffee dyed paper on it so you can journal on it. I actually put the coffee dye paper so it can hide that, you know, when you put the brad through those little metal things that hold them in there. So there's that. And then I used a stamp that Danny also gave to me, and it says, "It takes a long time to grow an old friend." I stamped that on there, and then you can journal here and on the back. So that's in the first one. And then here's a little vintage book page that I ran some of the same fabric. And on the bottom here, I found these at Michael's, and they were kind of cool little embellishments. So it's like a little metal circle with a little thingy inside. I don't know, thingy. Let's just go with thingy. There's a thingy inside there. And this was about vintage dolls. I think there's some information on the back. And then here, oh, this paper actually, when I was at my parents' house this weekend, my dad was looking at a journal that I had made, or I forget how he found out, and he saw that I had grid paper in it. And he said, "Do you always use grid paper?" I said, "I use, you know, lots of different types of paper, grid paper, anything." He's like, "Oh, I might have some paper for you." So he came back, and, oh, it's right here. Hold on, let me get it. He came back with all these pads of paper, and I was see this a little coffee incident that happened there. But these papers are from when maybe he used, because he was an electrical engineer, and maybe he was using these for his work. But he had pads and pads and pads of grid paper and those papers. So he said he doesn't use them. Might as well put them to good use. So I have some of those fun papers that I coffee dyed in here, and there's one of them. And then on the back here, I have some lace. And I finally get to use some charms. And these charms Danny gifted to me in my Happy Mail. And they're held on with a little bulb pin. So there's that. And then here I have some tracing paper. There's the next image. Very pretty. And this paper, actually, this paper came from my son. That one. We have a nice doily there. And then I used some of the journaling cards to make pockets. So here I have a nice little flower there, and I ran some tulle in the back. And in the pocket here, there's a journaling tag card. And it sits right back in there. And this little page here has another little journaling card in it, and I stamped my flowers in the corner. Because now I have all these stamps from Danny. I can stamp wherever I want. And this is nice and plain, so you can journal on that as well. And here's my next little tuck. Again, here I have some of the fabric from the cover. And another one of those embellishments here. This was from the kit, and it was a circle. I don't know, there was a bunch of circle pictures, and I did my best to cut them as circle-y as possible. I don't have a punch to cut them out, but that's okay. I think it came out somewhat circular, yeah. And then in that pocket here I have two journaling cards. Actually, there's nothing on the backs of any of them, so I don't have to turn them over. But these both came from the kit. And look, we have here, I have a little, oh, it'd be nice if I was in frame, a little key, and that also came from Danny. And I just made a little lacy tab to hang it from. And here's another page from the kit. Tracing paper, some more of Daddy's paper. And here is some more of the ribbon, not the ribbon, the material. And then I did use 2 vintage buttons, one on the top, one on the bottom. And another pocket here made with one of the journaling cards that I cut down a little bit. And I ran some of this nice puffy ribbon, which I love. And I put 2 flat back pearls in there. And then in the pocket here, another tag from the kit. And I used another one of those embellishment thingy-mabobs. And on the back is some coffee dyed paper. And another journaling card with the flower stamp on it. Okay, here's Mr. Moon. I like him. He looks so happy. And paper from my dad. The doily. More paper from my dad. And here I made like a little tiny tuck spot. See, it's only glued down on 2 sides. So that way stuff can, you know, come in and out. And here's a little mini tag from the kit. And a journaling card there. Oops, am I in frame? There we go. So, she's really cute. And that tucks down in there. And here I have just the flower and some blue trim lace on the bottom. And up here I just did a little, it's not even a collage, it's, well, kind of. There's some lace here, some vintage buttons, and then this is like a chipboard sticker. That I've had these chipboard stickers in my stash for a long time, and I never really knew what to do with them, but I kind of felt like this went with the paper collection, so I used it. And you can actually write something on there. There's little lines. I don't know if that shows up if you wanted to, or you could just keep it as a decoration. Okay, and another paper, and this is the middle of the signature, and I like how it looks like the coffee stains on the paper. It's really nice, and I love that one. And here, so I have another one of the brads from Danny, and again the stamp. And in the back I have this nice long, it's like a bookmark, or it could be a really long journaling card, whatever you want to do with it. And then that flips up, and inside here I just have some, this is an offcut of the paper and another little card from the collection. Oh, and we have another key right here. And these are removable, so if you don't want them here, if you want them somewhere else, if you want to completely take them off, you know, and use them in another project, you absolutely can. And so here's another tuck spot that I made. So it's glued down on the 2 sides, has a little pink ribbon and a pink flower here. And here's another little tiny tag, and this is my favorite guy. And then on this, this is it was a big print from the kit, and I didn't know what to do with it, so finally I just cut it out. I backed it onto some of that printed paper, and folded it in half and clipped it to the paper. So this is a nice big place to journal anything you want. And then since it's not glued down, it's only clipped on, you can move it anywhere you want, or you could even just take it out of the journal if you wanted to. So that just clips right in there. It's the other side of the doily. And like that image. And here's another pocket. And in this pocket, another tag. And this is also backed with coffee dyed paper and the moon. And those go right back in there. And the other side of the vintage book page with the fabric on the side. Paper from my dad. And here's that same image on the front. But I had to include it in the journal as well because it's just so pretty. And here's another pocket. I used a little butterfly here, and here's some nice wide lace that I used. And this one, oh, that one's a blank one. And then there's that card. And the other side of that pocket, and this has her in it. Hello, her. And blank for some journaling. And this one here, I love how this blue, I don't know what color this is, like a turquoise sea green, I don't know what to call it, but it matches with the butterfly. It went perfectly. So I love the way that came out. And then it has a journaling tag inside there. More doily, some of that paper. Here's the moon, tracing paper, paper from my dad. And then I just did some fringe on the bottom here because I thought that was just, I didn't want to do too much covering here because you could put a nice picture there if you wanted. So I just opted for some trim on the bottom. And here's another little flip up for some journaling on the inside. And then I just did a little collaging here. Put the word lovely. There's some vintage book page in the back. Some lace and one of the embellishment thingies. And then in this pocket, we have a tiny little tag there. Here's another tag, and this one has, yep, coffee dyed paper on the back. And this one. That's really pretty too. Yeah, this, I had fun with this kit because the pages, I really like them a lot. And here we have a little envelope, and this is something that I got from Danny. Isn't it cute? And then in here, oops, I have, this is just an offcut for some journaling and another little printout from the kit. And then that clips on right here. And I have a surprise on the next page, which is actually the last page. They're the back cover. Oh, well, there's her. And then here, this stamp Danny gifted to me, and it says, handmade with love by, and then I sign my name there and put a little heart. So this is like my little, I don't know, my little tag that'll go into my journals from now on. So thank you for this stamp, Danny. I think it came out really cool looking. So this is the newest collection I have. And the nice thing about this DigiKit is that there was so much paper that came with it. I only used half the paper in this journal, so I have the rest to make another journal. But I know that my friend Danny uses DigiKits from Seneca Pond, and I went on there too, and then there's a few kits that I'm also wanting to use in journals. So I have so many journals I want to make, so little time, but hopefully I'll be back soon with my next journal. So this journal will be in my Etsy. All the information will be below for my Etsy shop, as well as Amy Joy Studios, and That's Just Penny. So thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye.